Kawhi Leonard is one of the best players of our generation. But what if we put his career in reverse? He'll be starting his career in LA, followed by a very short stop in Toronto, before finishing his career in San Antonio. Starting with the Clippers, where Kawhi's gonna average 13 points a game as a rookie, but he's not gonna make the all-rookie team because his rebound and assist numbers are really low. But with the help of Chris Paul and Blake Griffin, the Clippers were able to clinch the 1 seed. The first round was a breeze as they ended up taking down the LaMarcus Aldridge-led Trailblazers in 6. But the second round was nothing to be taken lightly as they have to face Kobe Bryant. Blake Griffin would dominate in the first 2 games to give the Clippers a 2-0 lead, but the Lakers would even up the series with a 29-point game from Kobe in Game 3 and a 35-point game in Game 4. But in Game 5, the Clippers would get carried by their amazing first quarter, taking a 3-2 lead. And they also got carried by Blake Griffin, who almost had a 34-point triple-double. But even with Kobe dropping 40 in Game 6, the Clippers are moving on to the conference finals. But in the conference finals, they have to face the Grizzlies and they look nice. Okay, maybe they're not even gonna put up a fight. The Clippers advance to the finals where they have to play the Bulls. And this is scary. They have to go up against 97 overall Derrick Rose. The Clippers put Kawhi in the starting lineup now. He actually started about half the games in the regular season and in the playoffs. And things are serious from the jump. We have a tie game with 2 minutes to go. Chris Paul kicks it to Billups and he gives the Clippers the lead. First possession for the Bulls. They're gonna go to Ronnie Brewer on the drive. He gets an open lane, but he doesn't take it. Boozer trying to make something happen. What the heck was that shot? I don't know what he was cooking up. Chris Paul's gonna find Blake Griffin, the hook over Luol Deng, and he breaks. So now the Bulls get another chance to tie the game or take the lead here, and Luol Deng gives them the lead. But the Clippers still have plenty of time to come back. They're gonna find Blake Griffin in the post, going at Luol Deng again. He's gonna get fouled. He knocked down both of his free throws, and now with under a minute to go, D Rose pulls the 3. It's off. Kawhi is actually touching the ball for once. He's gonna swing it to Chris Paul. Chris Paul's gonna use the screen from DeAndre Jordan. I don't know what he's trying to cook up here. Derrick Rose is playing great defense. They pass it off to Kawhi. 2 seconds to go. The layup over Jimmy, and it's good. The Bulls still have a chance here, though. Down 3. Chris Paul's gonna foul Derrick Rose. He knocked down both free throws, but now we have to play the foul game. Nick Young's first free throw's good. And to put the Clippers back up by 3 points, his second one's good. 93% of people who watch me aren't subscribed, so make sure to subscribe to help me hit my goal of 35,000 subscribers. Bulls are down 3 with 20 seconds to go. Derrick Rose trying to make a move, kicks it out to Boozer, to Jimmy Butler, being guarded by Nick Young. He's in a drive, he gets stopped. I don't know what he's cooking up. They go back to Boozer, to Luol Deng, the size up on Kawhi. He pulls the mid-range, he's gonna miss. And the Clippers are gonna win Game 1 of the NBA Finals. But after taking a 3-0 lead in the finals, the Clippers are gonna win in 6 as Kawhi becomes a 1-time champion. But Blake Griffin's gonna win the finals MVP, meaning Kawhi's gonna have to wait to win his first one. But in year 2, Kawhi moves to a full-time starter, averaging 18 points a game. But the Clippers drop to the 4 seed with the Spurs, Thunder, and Lakers all being better than them. Round 1, the Clippers have to face this Mavericks team that looked like they were carried by dirt. And yeah, they've definitely been carried up to this point. They're not going to get swept, but they're going to get gentlemen swept, and the Clippers have to face the Lakers in the second round. This time, the Lakers are the better team. I'm kind of scared for how this is going to go. Okay, never mind. The Clippers are up 2-0. They're going to take a 3-0 lead and sweep. That was the last thing I expected, but their competition stays really good. They have to go up against KD and Russ now. But after winning the championship last year, the Clippers are down 3-1. They're going to get gentlemen swept. But the following season, Kawhi stays around the same output, averaging 17 points a game. But the Clippers are back at the 1 seed. But low-key, their first round matchup actually looks kind of tough. But they're going to get past the Rockets in 4. But in round 2, this rivalry's not over. Kawhi has to guard Kobe. Okay, maybe this isn't much of a rivalry anymore. The Clippers win in 5. But the same teams are dominating the West. We get a rematch of Clippers versus Thunder. But with the series being tied at 2, we go to a very important Game 5. KD gets left wide open and he drills the 3. Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, and Kawhi are going to have to make up for that right here. Chris Paul on the ISO trying to cook Westbrook. I don't know what kind of moves he's doing. He kicks it to Kawhi, to JJ Redick. JJ Redick goes back to Kawhi. Too much space and he knocks down the 3. So back to a 2-point game we go. It looks like Westbrook's going to ISO on Chris Paul. Chris Paul's actually playing good defense considering his size, but Westbrook gets in the paint and makes the layup. So the Clippers are now down 4. Chris Paul's looking for Blake Griffin. He's going to find him being guarded by KD. He's going to kick it out to Kawhi, to Darren Collison. Back to Kawhi. They just keep swinging it. They're going to find Kawhi with 5 seconds to go, and he's going to throw a turnover. That is huge. Westbrook on the break. Let's see if he makes the right play. He bodies JJ Redick, and he puts the Thunder up 6. The Clippers are running out of time. They're going to go back to Blake Griffin in the post. He takes the hook over KD. It's good. But now the Clippers are going to send a trap defense. Hopefully it doesn't leave anyone open. They almost got the steal. Cephalosha's going to find an open Reggie Jackson, the deep mid-range, and he knocks it down. It's now or never for the Clippers. They're going to need some big shots here, but JJ Redick misses the 3. So the Thunder steal Game Game 5 on the road to go up 3-2 in the conference finals. But in Game 6, the Clippers folded in the first half. They're gonna get eliminated. But in his 4th season, Kawhi has yet to take the next step, going from 18 to 17 to 16 points a game in the last 3 seasons. He still has a chance to win a ring though. The Clippers are the 2nd best team in the NBA. But in the first round, they're struggling against a 7-seeded Warriors team. It looks like they have this one in the bag though. They're gonna make it out. But in round 2, they have to face a prime Anthony Davis. And with the series being tied at 2, let's see if the Clippers can go up 3-2. Drew Holiday's gonna use the screen from AD. He hands it off to him. AD finds Norris Cole in the corner. He's gonna use the screen. 6 seconds on the shot clock. He's gonna miss the midi. JJ Redick's gonna find Chris Paul on the drive. He kicks it to Kawhi. Kawhi's gonna go back to Chris Paul. He finds Jordan Farmar coming off the screen. Their offense isn't really doing great. They're gonna find Jordan Farmar again, and his three's good. So now we're all tied up. The Pelicans are gonna go to AD for the fade, and he knocks it down. Chris Paul, let's see what you can do here. He's looking for Blake Griffin. He's not gonna find him. He's gonna resort to the size up. I don't know what he's trying to cook, but he finds Jordan Farmar open, and he knocks down his second three. That is huge because the Clippers were originally down 0-2 in the series. AD knocks down another shot. Here we go. Let's see if the Clippers can close it out at home. The paint is clogged. That is a crazy foul call. I'm not complaining though. Chris Paul needs to hit both of these free throws. He ties the game up with his first, and his second one gives the Clippers the lead. 30 seconds to go. They're gonna find Eric Gordon open. That was terrible defense. I don't know what JJ Redick was doing. Let's see if the Clippers can get a bucket here though. Chris Paul, the spin. He gets clamped up by Drew Holiday and still goes up with the shot. It almost bounces in. The Clippers need at least one missed free throw badly. Drew sinks the first one, and his second one's also good. The Clippers can still win this game though. They're gonna find JJ Redick running around. He kicks it to Chris Paul, the three. He's gonna miss, and the Pelicans take Game 5. But in Game 6, the Clippers have an amazing third quarter to force a Game 7. And that's all thanks to a 30-piece from Chris Paul. And in Game 7, we have yet another close one. We're all tied up with 2 minutes to go. Blake Griffin's gonna miss the fade. DeAndre Jordan comes in for the board. Chris Paul's open. He's gonna miss. DeAndre Jordan another rebound. Let's see if they can capitalize off that. Chris Paul spins his way into the paint, and he knocks down the layup. DeAndre Jordan might be the MVP of Game 7. AD, the deep hook is off. Wow, the Clippers have 47 rebounds. The Pelicans only have 22. Blake Griffin's gonna throw down the dunk, and he puts the Clippers up 4. Here we go. Pelicans go back to AD, the deep hook. It's good. I'm surprised no team is really looking for threes. Clippers go back to Blake Griffin, being guarded by AD, and AD gets the steal. Tyreek Evans on the break. He kicks it to Drew. The layup over 2 people ties the game up. For some reason, we have Blake Griffin running the point guard now. He can't seem to get past AD. I don't know what that was, but it worked. The Pelicans go back down low to their old reliable Anthony Davis, and he ties the game. I don't know what this offense has been this possession. Chris Paul finds DeAndre Jordan, though. I don't know how this is working for the Clippers. They're going to find Al-Farouq Aminu in the corner. Back to Drew. Omer Rasheed comes, sets the screen. Drew gets an open 3. DeAndre Jordan gets the rebound. The Pelicans had to foul. Chris Paul knocked down both free throws, so they have to pull something off here. Drew, the deep 3. He knocks it down. The Clippers knock down both free throws again. Now the Pelicans only have 10 seconds to get the ball up the court and score, and Al-Farouq Aminu ties the game. Clippers with 5 seconds to go. DeAndre Jordan finds Chris Paul on the inbound. He's gonna pull the midi over Drew, and it's in and out. But with a trip to the conference finals on the line, the Clippers are gonna fold in overtime and lose in the second round. But in year 5, Kawhi finally takes that next jump as he's gonna make the All-NBA third team, averaging 24, 6, and 5. And the Clippers, they won 71 games, but they're not even the 1 seed. And I thought they would easily make it to the conference finals against the Warriors. They were just down 2-1 against the Thunder, but they win 3 straight. But now Kawhi has to take down the team with the best record of all time. I don't know how the Clippers are doing this. I mean, I get they were a 70-win team, but the Warriors didn't even make the finals. But now things would get even harder for Kawhi as he has to guard LeBron James. But in Game 4, we have a very important game. The Clippers are up 2-1 as LeBron gets an and-one dunk. He's gonna knock down the free throw, putting the Cavs up 4. Let's see if Blake Griffin can make it a 2-point game, and he does. If the Clippers win this game, they can go up 3-1 on LeBron, which obviously isn't safe as we've seen before. Tristan Thompson, the layup over DeAndre Jordan's good. And if the Cavs win, they can tie the series up at 2. Blake Griffin in the post, the fade over Kevin Love is banked in. Come on, Kawhi, let's lock up LeBron right here. Kevin Love, the screen doesn't get LeBron open, but it gets Kevin Love wide open, and he misses the 3. I expected that to go in. They're gonna go back down low to Blake Griffin. He forces up the layup, and it's off. That's not great. Kyrie's gonna find LeBron on the drive. Kevin Love gets in his way. Now we have Kevin Love going back to LeBron. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Kawhi's playing pretty good defense. Tristan Thompson, the layup, he's gonna miss. The Clippers have a full shot clock to get a play here. It looks like they're gonna run the clock out, though. Never mind. They go to Blake Griffin, the layup, and he ties the game up. But they might have left way too much time on the clock for LeBron. Game 4 of the finals on the line. LeBron's gonna throw a turnover. Kawhi with 3 seconds to go. He's gonna pull the logo 3 for game, and we're going to OT. But in overtime, the Clippers are up 2 with 2 minutes to go. JJ Redick 6 seconds on the shot clock. What is he doing? He's gonna wait for the screen. DeAndre Jordan sets it. JJ Redick has to force up the 3, and it's in and out. I low-key thought he was gonna make that over LeBron. LeBron finds Kyrie open in the corner, and his 3 gives the Cavs the lead. That is a huge shot here in overtime. Chris Paul's gonna attack Kyrie Irving, and he bricks the jumper. That's not great. The Cavs can extend their lead. J.R. Smith finds LeBron on the drive, and he puts the Cavs up 3. Come on, Chris Paul, do something here. He's gonna use the screen. He passes to DeAndre Jordan. There's no foul, and he can't get his own rebound. That's not good with the Clippers running out of time. JJ Redick, please clamp up LeBron. There was no chance. But the Clippers still have a chance if they can do something here on offense. JJ Redick finds Chris Paul, the cross, the spin, the contested layup's good. But now they absolutely need a stop and a 3 here. Why do we have JJ Redick guarding LeBron? LeBron kicks it to J.R. Smith, and Austin Rivers played great help defense. So the Clippers have 19 seconds to get a good look here. They're going to go to Chris Paul in the post. Why is he taking a post fade? Is that really the shot they go with? Kyrie's going to make both free throws. Now the Clippers are getting desperate here. Chris Paul's going to find Kawhi open in the corner. He knocks down the 3, but they're going to need to foul again. Kyrie at the line makes his first. If he misses this second one, the Clippers still have a chance, but he hits the dagger, and the Cavs are going to tie the series at 2. But in game 5, the Clippers had one of the worst fourth quarters I've ever seen. I don't know what that showing was from them. Kawhi led the team in scoring. Whoa, Blake Griffin put up 6 points. But in game 6, the Clippers had an amazing third quarter to make it close. We're going to jump in. A win here would be huge for Kawhi, because if he wins his second championship this early into his career, he could low-key become the GOAT. Blake Griffin in the post takes the fade over Kevin Love, and it's good. 2 minutes to go. Kevin Love's gonna come set the screen for LeBron with the size up step back mid-range. It's good. And Chris Paul's gonna find DeAndre Jordan. That was terrible defense from Tristan Thompson. I will take that though. The Clippers go back up 3. Blake Griffin's gonna send the double on LeBron, and he gets the stop. That is huge on the break. Blake Griffin's gonna slow things down. He finds Jamal Crawford, and he throws a turnover right away. They barely even got into that possession. J.R. Smith stops the break, but he finds Tristan Thompson to LeBron. Tristan Thompson almost gets a turnover. They double team LeBron. JR, the deep 3 is good for the tie. What a shot. The Clippers need to hit something back soon. They're going to go to Blake Griffin again in the post, trying to work on Kevin Love. He's going to make the layup. Under a minute to go. It looks like LeBron's going to try to attack Kawhi here, but I'm pretty confident in Kawhi's defense, but not Chris Paul's, as Kyrie ties the game up. Under 40 seconds to go. Chris Paul, the spin, almost gets past Kyrie. He's going to dump it off to Blake Griffin. He's going to have to take the shot, or else he gets 3 seconds in the paint. Chris Paul's going to pull the mid-range, and it's off. So the Cavs might chew the clock here for the last shot. They're going to go to LeBron in the post. 5-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. He finds Kevin Love to Tristan Thompson. 8 seconds to go. Kevin Love to Kyrie. 4 seconds. They're going to set a double screen. Kyrie gets an open 3, but it's deep. He's going to miss. Tristan Thompson, the rebound. He's going to miss the layup. And now the Clippers have 2 seconds to force a game 7. Chris Paul gets left wide open, but we're going to overtime. And in overtime, the Cavs just made it a 3-point game. They're going to need a stop here. Chris Paul's going to chew out the clock. 5 seconds on the shot clock. He goes to Blake Griffin. 2 seconds to go. He has to pull the contested mid-range, and it's off. LeBron the rebound. 2 seconds to go to tie the game. LeBron, the half-court shot's almost in, but the Clippers force a game 7. But in game 7, the Clippers are going to dominate, making Kawhi a 2-time champion. But Kawhi still has yet to win a Finals MVP, as Chris Paul walks away with this one. I can't even be mad at that. He went crazy in the series. But in year 6, Kawhi would add on to his accolades by winning the Defensive Player of the Year. He's also going to make back-to-back All-NBA third teams, and he's going to lead the Clippers to the 3rd seed. There were 3 teams that finished with 58 wins. Make that 4. We got the Raptors in there too. Round 1, the Clippers have to face James Harden again. They're going to win in 5. And here's where things get rough, because they have to face the Warriors with Kevin Durant on the team now. Okay, maybe the Clippers are just that good. They're going to sweep their way to the conference finals. The 1 seed got swept, and the 8th seed might make the conference finals. They do. That is crazy. AD and Boogie have been carrying this team. I don't feel like they have a chance. The Clippers are going to take game 1. Game 2 also goes to the Clippers. The Clippers take a 3-0 lead, and they sweep their way to the finals. And what do you know? They have to go up against LeBron, Kyrie, and Kevin Love in back-to-back seasons. But after taking a 3-0 lead, the Clippers would win in 6, making Kawhi a 3-time champion. But Chris Paul wins his 2nd Finals MVP, meaning Kawhi still has 0. In Kawhi's 7th season, he makes another All-NBA third team, averaging a career-high 26 points a game. But the team looks completely different. In the offseason, Chris Paul left to join the Rockets, and Blake Griffin left to join the Pistons. But Kawhi was surprisingly able to carry the Clippers to the first seed. Round 1, they have to face the Spurs without Kawhi. This does not look like a playoff team. The Clippers are going to make it out in 6, and for the second year in a row, they have to face Anthony Davis and Boogie. Aside from their two bigs, this also doesn't look like a playoff team, but the Pelicans are going to take game 1. The Clippers go up 2-1 though, and the Pelicans tie it back up. But in game 5, this is so embarrassing for the Pelicans. They only put up 72. Kawhi had 38 points, Lou Will had 29, and with the Clippers having a 3-2 lead, the Pelicans force a game 7. Anthony Davis and Boogie combined for 70. And in game 7, unless the Clippers can make a crazy comeback, this one's over. Oh my, Kawhi was the only one to have over 10. But that would be his last game in a Clippers uniform, as in the offseason, he's gonna join the Toronto Raptors. And Kawhi keeps adding on to his accolades. He's gonna win his second Defensive Player of the Year. He also makes the All-NBA second team, and the Raptors are the best team in the East with 67 wins. Round 1, they have to face John Wall and Bradley Beal. That series is gonna be pretty easy for them. But in round 2, they have to face a Victor Oladipo-led Pacers team, and it looks like they are gonna sweep in back-to-back series. Things continue to get harder though, as in the conference finals, they have to face Giannis. And with the series tied at 2, the Raptors are starting to come back. They're gonna make it a 3-point game. So that means we gotta hop in. They need a stop and a score badly here. Eric Bledsoe's gonna find Brook Lopez to dunk on Marc Gasol. He misses, and Lowry comes in for the board. Lowry on the break finds Norman Powell. 15 seconds to go. He's gonna get stopped by George Hill. He finds Kawhi though, the open mid-range. He's not gonna take it. He's gonna run out to the 3 and find Norman. He gets fouled and he knocks down the and 1. That might be the craziest shot I've ever seen, and he gives the Raptors the lead. A trip to the finals is on the line here. Norman Powell was clutch, but can the Raptors be clutch on defense? Here they can. Lowry gets the stop. Ibaka knocked down both free throws, but it doesn't even matter. The Raptors are gonna run away with game 5. That was an insane fourth quarter comeback, and they had a well-rounded effort from everyone. But in game 6, this one's not close at all, as the Bucks force a game 7. And in game 7, we got a good one. The Bucks are up by 2 with 2.5 minutes to go. Lowry's gonna walk back to the 3 and give the Raptors the lead. The Raptors aren't gonna put Kawhi in after the timeout. He must have fouled out, and Marc Gasol's not in either, so the Raptors need to win without both of them. I don't know what Giannis is cooking on offense. He's gonna post up on Siakam. 2 seconds on the shot clock. He goes up with the layup, and he's blocked. On the fast break, we have Norman Powell trying to get past Chris Middleton. He gets stopped, but they're gonna go to Lowry, who finds Jeremy Lin. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Ibaka comes to set the screen. Jeremy Lin, the open 3's off. 1 minute to go. Brogdon's gonna find Eric Bledsoe in the corner with enough space, but he misses. On the other end, we have Lowry trying to get by Brogdon. Oh, how did he just drop the ball there? That is crazy. Brogdon's gonna find Bledsoe. Another corner 3, and he misses twice. But now with under a minute to go, the Raptors can extend their lead. Kyle Lowry cooked, but he didn't take the layup. They're gonna go back to him though. He finds Jeremy Lin in the corner. Jeremy Lin trying to cook Brogdon. I don't know what he's doing. 4 seconds to go. Ibaka sets the screen. Jeremy Lin, the open mid-range is off. These last possessions have been terrible hoops, I'm not gonna lie. But now we have Greg Monroe setting the screen for Eric Bledsoe. He gets past Lowry and throws down the dunk on Siakam. No Kawhi, no Gasol in game 7. The Raptors need to get the job done right here. Ibaka's gonna set the screen for Lowry. Lowry posts the 3 with no hesitation, but it's off. Even if both free throws go in, they still have a chance though. Greg Monroe bricks the first one. And to put the Bucks up by 2, his second one also misses. That might be the sell of the century right there. Siakam inbounds it to Lowry. 4 seconds to go. He had an open layup. I don't know why he didn't take it, but Jeremy Lin's gonna take the 3 and miss. The Raptors get eliminated. All because Kawhi and Marc Gasol fouled out. And I don't know what Lowry was doing here. With 4 seconds to go, he got past Brogdon. He had an open lane, and then he passed out. So after Lowry selling a trip to the finals, Kawhi's gonna leave and join the San Antonio Spurs. On paper, their team looks decent with DeJounte Murray, DeMar DeRozan, Kawhi, and Aldridge. And Kawhi's gonna lead the team, making the All-NBA second team, averaging 26 a game. The Spurs were the 1 seed. I didn't expect them to be that good. I thought there would be a 4th seed or something, but they won 65 games. They're the best team in the league. Round 1, they have to go up against Lonzo and Zion. I don't know how the Pelicans are up 2-1. They honestly don't even look like a playoff team. The Spurs are gonna go up 3-2 and make it out in 6. Now they have to face this Warriors team led by Curry and D'Lo. Even though they're a 5 seed, I'm kind of scared they're gonna win game 1 and 2. Game 3 also goes to the Warriors. They're not going to sweep. Can the Spurs come back down 3-0? They can't. But in his second season with the Spurs, he's going to make the All-NBA first team for the first time in his career, averaging 32 points a game. But with Aldridge leaving, the Spurs are in the gutter. They're a play-in team. They're going to make it out, but they have to play Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert in the first round. But they're somehow putting up a fight. The series was just tied at 2, but the Spurs win their third game. That is very surprising. Kawhi and DeRozan carried. And in Game 6, can the Spurs make it out? They can as an 8th seed. Round 2, they have to face the Lakers, though, led by LeBron and AD. We have another 2-2 series, but in this Game 5, the Spurs are going to lose. Kawhi put up 39, but so did LeBron. And in Game 6, the Spurs are going to get eliminated. But with DeRozan gone, Derek White and DeJounte Murray are tied for the second best player on the team, and the 3 of them lead the Spurs to the 4th seed. That's pretty good if you ask me. Kawhi's going to make the All-NBA third team. He averaged 29 points a game this season. And in round 1, they have to face the Grizzlies led by Ja Morant. I thought this series would be closer. The Spurs are not going to sweep. Can they gentlemen sweep? Whoa, okay, the Grizzlies don't force a Game 7. And the first seeded Timberwolves just lost in 7. So now Kawhi gets to go up against his former teammate Chris Paul. But I mean, they are a play-in team at the end of the day, and the Spurs move on to the conference finals. How the heck is this Kings team in the conference finals? Them being a second seed is very surprising. They're going to win Game 1 by just 1 point. The Spurs win Game 2 by 1. The Kings take Game 3 in a blowout, and they go up 3-1. The Kings aren't in the finals yet, and the Spurs force a Game 7. But with 2 minutes to go in Game 7, we're all tied up. Sabonis gets doubled, and I don't know what this lineup is. I think they have 5 bigs on the court right now. What is happening? Bagley's gonna find, I think that's Damian Jones. He goes to Sabonis. To Rashawn Holmes, it's just straight bigs. He misses the layup. The Spurs need to take advantage of this. Kawhi throws the dunk down on Tristan Thompson. This lineup is actually diabolical. Sabonis should be able to cook, though. He's being guarded by a point guard. They send the double. Sabonis the layup, and he ties the game. Kawhi needs to just cook Tristan Thompson here. He's gonna drive right by him, take the layup, and put the Spurs back up. Bro, Marvin Bagley running their point guard is actually insane. This is nightmare hoops going on right now. Sabonis in the post. Please, someone send the double. Sabonis is going to take the layup, and it's good. As long as the Spurs can keep scoring, they should be good, because I don't think they're going to get any stops here. Derek White's going to use the screen from Zach Collins. He gets a wide open 3, but he misses. That's not good, because the Kings can just take advantage of all these mismatches. Sabonis puts them up. I don't like where this is headed. Trey Jones running point, finds Kawhi the open mid-range to tie the game up. He's going to miss, but Zach Collins gets the clutch putback. I don't think the Spurs have gotten a single stop yet. Let's see if that can change here. Trey Jones, bro, he's too short. Now the Spurs have 21 seconds to score here. The Kings subbed in their actual lineup. So De'Aaron Fox is in the game. Harrison Barnes is on Kawhi Leonard. He's going to stop him. Kawhi kicks it out to Derek White, and he's going to miss the 3. Jakob Poeltl, the clutch rebound. DeJounte, the open midi, another miss. Poeltl go up to tie the game. He's going to make it with 0.6 left. All they need is 1 stop to force overtime. Tristan Thompson on the inbound. He's going to find Terrence Davis, the 3 over Derek White. We're going to overtime. But with 2 minutes to go in overtime, the Kings are down by 1. De'Aaron's going to pull the 3, and it's off. Derek White goes to Keldon Johnson on the break to Kawhi. Kawhi with the cross. He's going to kick it out. DeJounte Murray almost fumbles it. He's going to try to drive on De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron's playing great defense here. DeJounte has 6 seconds to get something. They're not doing anything on offense. Everyone's just standing still. Derek White's going to pull the 3, and he's going to miss. And now we have another mismatch. Please send the double. Sabonis takes the fade. He's going to miss it, but Tristan Thompson comes in for the putback dunk. The Spurs are down 1 now. They're going to need to lock in here. Kawhi's going to pull the 3, and he misses. That's not great. Terrence Davis uses the screen. He's going to pull the 3 over the screen, and the Spurs get the rebound. Keldon on the other end trying to get into the paint on Sabonis. That's not a great idea. They're going to go to Kawhi. He has an open lane. He kicks it to an open Derek White in the corner, who misses the 3. The Kings are going to chew out the clock. The Spurs need a stop here. De'Aaron's going to size up on DeJounte Murray, and oh my gosh, he just knocked down an and 1. DeJounte had 1 job to not foul him, but he's going to miss the free throw anyway. The Spurs have 10 seconds to get a 3. They inbound it to DeJounte. DeJounte finds Derek White with enough space, and he ties the game. But the Kings still have plenty of time to get a shot off and advance to the NBA Finals. De'Aaron's going to take the mid-range over DeJounte Murray, and we're going into double overtime. With 2 minutes to go in double overtime, the Spurs are down by 3. I don't know what Kawhi's trying to do. Jakob Poeltl's going to come set the screen, though. Kawhi gets an open 3. He can't tie the game up. Terrence Davis is going to find De'Aaron Fox with enough space, and he puts the Kings up 6. That's a terrible way to start double overtime. Let's see if Kawhi can do something. He hands it off to Keldon. Keldon trying to ISO on Sabonis. This is not really working. He kind of got an open lane, but he didn't take it. He's gonna find DeJounte. 4 seconds left on the shot clock. DeJounte trying to make something happen with the contested mid-range, and it's good. That is a big shot with just a minute to go. De'Aaron on the drive gets a turnover. Kawhi's gonna go to Keldon on the break to Derek White in the corner. He's gonna find Kawhi on the cut for the layup, and we have a 1-point game. 2-point game. I just can't count, I guess. But now we have De'Aaron Fox on the ISO. DeJounte doesn't foul this time, and he gets the stop. That is big because it low-key looked like he fouled there. He's gonna body De'Aaron Fox on the other end to tie the game up. If the Spurs could get a stop here, that would be huge because the game would be in their hands, but De'Aaron gets an easy dunk, and we have 25 seconds for the Spurs to either tie the game or win it. They're going to go to Kawhi in the corner. It looks like they're not chewing the clock out. They're trying to get a play here. DeJounte goes back to Kawhi. Kawhi on the drive. Why did he stop to pull the jumper? He had a lane. They're going to need one missed free throw badly. The first one misses. That is amazing. De'Aaron's going to make the second free throw, though. The Spurs have 8 seconds to get a 3. DeJounte's going to miss it. So the Kings are going to walk out with a double overtime win to advance to the NBA Finals. But in Kawhi's 4th season with the Spurs, he averages 25 points a game. But with the team losing Derek White and DeJounte Murray, they dropped down to the 8th seed. Last time they were in the play-in, they made it out, but this time they can't. But with the Spurs getting Wemby, who finished 4th in MVP as a rookie, they're still a play-in team. That's pretty surprising with how well Wemby and Kawhi played. Let's see if they can make it out. They can. And they're actually doing well. They're up 3-1 against the Timberwolves. They can't make it out in 5, but they make it out in 6. But now they have to face the Clippers without Kawhi. Yo, they're actually cooking for a play-in team. They're gonna go up 3-1 again and make the conference finals. But now they have to face the Warriors, who don't look that great, but also the Spurs don't look that great either. Here goes nothing. Game 1 goes to the Warriors by 7. Game 2 goes to the Spurs by 4. The Spurs go up 2-1, the 3rd series in a row, but the Warriors tie it. But the Spurs run might be coming to an end soon. They had a terrible second half. But in Game 6, the Spurs are fighting back. Curry finds Chris Paul for 3 and he misses. The fact that the Spurs are up is pretty big. Why did Trey Jones shoot that with no hesitation? Wemby gets the rebound. Oh my gosh, he just got 2 offensive rebounds in a row. Trey Jones is going to use the screen. Wemby slips early. He finds him. Wemby, just go up, bro. It's literally a mismatch. He puts the Spurs up 4. Devin Vassell guarding Curry. Curry's going to take this step back 3. It's deep and he's going to miss. Kawhi on the break's going to find Devin Vassell for 3 and he puts the Spurs up 7. And that's going to be enough to force a Game 7. I can't believe they have a chance to go all the way from the play-in to the finals. But the Warriors are winning the 4th quarter by 15 points. The Spurs are shooting terrible. Steph Curry on the ISO trying to get by Devin Vassell. He does get by him and he puts the Warriors up 5. Kawhi's gonna need to cook here. He gets right past Clay for the layup, but it's not an and one. He's gonna make both free throws though, and at least the Spurs were able to sub in their best lineup. Curry's gonna cook Vassell again and make the and one. He's gonna make the free throw to put the Warriors up by 6. This is a very rough start for the Spurs. Kawhi's gonna take the jumper over Clay and make it a 4-point game. But now they need a stop here badly. Devin Vassell's defense has been very suspect. Curry's gonna make the floater over him. He is getting cooked, so even if the Spurs are doing good on offense, it doesn't matter if they can't defend anyone. Kawhi just needs to keep doing what he's doing. Curry's gonna pull the 3 from deep and put the Warriors up 7. And that's gonna be enough for the Warriors to win Game 7 and knock the Spurs out of the conference finals. But with Wemby getting better, the Spurs are somehow still a play-in team. They make it out. But they have to face a healthy Kyrie and Anthony Davis. They're gonna put up a little bit of a fight, but they're gonna lose in 5. And Kawhi kind of fell off a little bit this season. But in season 15, the Spurs are finally out of the play-in, winning 61 games. And that's because Wemby won the MVP and the Defensive Player of the Year. Kawhi Leonard managed to average 22 points a game. And in the first round, the Spurs have to play the Kings. I don't know how they made the playoffs. The Spurs are gonna make it out in 6. But now they have to play the defending champion Thunder. And with the series being tied at 2, the Spurs are gonna take over in the 4th to go up 3-2. Let's see if the Spurs can make it out in Game 6. The Thunder force a Game 7. And in Game 7, it's a super low-scoring game. The Thunder are gonna run out of time, and the Spurs move on to the conference finals. And in back-to-back series, they have a tough team in the Minnesota Timberwolves. Yeah, this one might be over. The Timberwolves are up 3-1, 3-2. The Spurs force a Game 7. But because of that rough 3rd quarter, the Spurs are gonna get eliminated in the conference finals. But with Kawhi's career in reverse, he finishes 12th on the all-time scoring list with 3 championships and 2 Defensive Player of the Years. Subscribe if you enjoyed, and if you want to see me put James Harden's career in reverse, click the video on the screen right now.